And another nice deep breath in and out, letting your body relax, your shoulders drop, and with each breath feel that you are grounding yourself to the floor. Now bring your awareness to your senses. Notice any sounds, smells, and sensations that are around you. Without judgment, simply notice the sensory input your body is experiencing and continue to breathe deeply and slowly. Now bring your awareness to your heart center and bring your hand onto your heart in whatever way is comfortable. As you inhale, imagine you're filling your heart with love. And now imagine that love spreading throughout your entire body. With each breath, feel the love in your heart expand outward to fill the space around you. Feel the sensation of love as it continues to grow and grow and grow. As you fill your heart with overflowing love, bring your mind to the many things that you feel grateful for. You might think of things like your own healthy body, people you love, good memories, inspirational stories. Feel the power of your gratitude. Feel it amplify the love radiating from your heart, from others' hearts. This love moving out into the city, into the state, into the country, eventually encompassing the entire planet and universe. Now shift your focus to the earth. Consider that everything that you're experiencing, love, peace, calm, is radiating into the cosmos. Your gratitude and peace are being felt by everyone in existence. You are being a beacon of light right now for those who need it. For the people, for the planet, for yourself. You are making an impact right now by sending out loving energy. Let's meditate. take this moment to silently thank your spirit. Thank the helpers and the healers out there right now. And thank Mother Earth for all that you appreciate in your life. Expand your appreciation to all that exists simultaneously and harmoniously on the planet. When you are ready, you can start to wiggle your toes and your fingers and gently open your eyes. Namaste.
Hey there, Amani Center. It's Karen Drucker, and I am thrilled to be with you. I wish I could be there in person, but I'm going to be with you virtually, like we're all doing these days. On February 28th, I'm going to be doing a talk about, well, it's based on my song, My Religion is Kindness, my church is nature, and my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, and my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. So that's what we're going to be talking about, practicing kindness. What a concept. But when I truly believe when we practice that kindness, and we practice it with ourselves, and we're gentle and sweet with ourselves, that's when we can give that kindness out into the world. And I truly believe that that's how we can heal this world. So join me on February 28th for a talk and some songs of mine, and I hope to see you then. All right, see you then. Bye. Hey there, Amani Center. It's Karen Drucker, and I am thrilled to be with you. I wish I could be there in person, but I'm going to be with you virtually, like we're all doing these days. On February 28th, I'm going to be doing a talk about, well, it's based on my song, My Religion is Kindness, my church is nature, and my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, and my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. So that's what we're going to be talking about, practicing kindness. What a concept. But I truly believe when we practice that kindness, and we practice it with ourselves, and we're gentle and sweet with ourselves, that's when we can give that kindness out into the world. And I truly believe that that's how we can heal this world. So join me on February 28th for a talk and some songs of mine, and I hope to see you then. All right, see you then. Bye.
Good morning. We're having slightly technical difficulties today, but that's just the nature of spirit working through us. Hi, this is Yuli, and I'm going to take you through the service today here at the Amani Center. Welcome, and I want to introduce our band, Ascension, and they're going to do Testify for us this morning. Thank you.
All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices in the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star up in the sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence, when words
Ascension. Okay, do we have a mic? Yes, okay. Good morning again. We have a mic that works. That's good, it's a blessing. So thank you for joining us today out virtually and outside. We have folks out in our patio because it's a beautiful day here in Cameron Park. So welcome to the folks outside, and as we move through this pandemic, we will at some point be able to celebrate and join together here in the sanctuary. So I'm glad to have you all here virtually. So if you want to throw up a heart or just let us know you're here, it'd be kind of cool to let us know where you're watching us from. If you want to put that in the comments, that'd be awesome. Just say good morning and where you're from. So I'd just like to thank you and welcome you to our service today. First thing I want to talk about, and it's coming up on your screen, is I want to share with you our vision statement, and I want us to go through it together. This is the reason why we're here. This is what drives every single individual who is here today in the service and out on the patio. So let's go through it together. Ready? Let's begin. We are an inclusive spiritual community dedicated to raising consciousness and transforming lives. We do this in many different ways. We do this through our Sunday experience. During our announcements, Marcy will share classes and other events that we are going to be having through the rest of the month. So that's exciting, and it's ways for us to come together through Zoom so that we can, share and expand raise our consciousness and transform our lives from within. One of the ways that you can do that is you can reach out to one of our practitioners. My name is Julie, and I'm a practitioner. Marcy, who is doing the announcements and is our practitioner of the day today, is also, again, a practitioner. If you're a practitioner watching this, just say, I'm here. Our practitioners have gone through years of training. We have all gone through years of training, and we are here to provide a gift, complimentary gift to you that will help you raise your own consciousness, move through something that you are working through. We are here to raise ourselves up. And I will tell you that as a practitioner, whenever I sit with someone on the phone or send a text or however it works or email, I feel uplifted. So, it is something that we love doing, we are called to do, and it is something that as we shift and raise our consciousness in this world, we are doing it as a ripple effect. We are in this transition, this pandemic, this great pause for a reason. And so let us kind of lift ourselves up, be part of that positive change, whether it's through classes or other events that you partake in. So I'd like to call up Marcy to do the announcements for us. Thank you.
Good morning, Amani. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go through our announcements very quickly here. So we like to start by just showing you our schedule for the month. So this is what we've got going for the rest of February. We have the wonderful Mitch Austin speaking today, and then next week, Karen Drucker will be a very special event. There we go. So yes, we're very excited to have Karen. You may have seen her promo. She thinks we're the Armani Center, and that's okay. We're actually the Amani Center, but we'll clear that up and then hope to see her actually in our space one of these days in the future. But that's going to be a special event. She'll be doing the talk and the music, and if you're not familiar with Karen, Google her, look her up on Spotify, and I guarantee you've heard some of her music right here. Okay, and we have our patio folks out there doing the live stream. Thank you all for being out there. It's beautiful and sunny today. If you would like to come on Sundays and watch the live stream in community, you can do that. It's weather dependent. And if you'd like to help out with that, we're putting together a little team so that as long as we continue doing it this way, we have a little help. You can email us at admin@theamanicenter.com. And today is our annual meeting, so we're very excited to let you know what's going on, what we have planned, and to hear your voice. That is so important to the way we are operating here at the Amani Center. It is a collaborative center, and we want to know how it's going, what you think is missing, what you'd love to bring in, what you love that we're doing. What are your questions? So please join us. I believe Kristen's going to drop that link for the Zoom. If not, you should have gotten an email blast. If you're on our email list, you can still sign up in the Discover Center, and that link will be dropped several times. So there's still a time to get signed up for that Zoom meeting, or if you like, you can come on down, and we're going to have some folks out on the patio as well. We'll be presenting from the patio with most of the board here in the patio space, physically distanced and observing, protocols, but in community. So join us for that today at noon. And then we have an amazing workshop coming up this week with our very own ministerial intern and board president, Angie Gann. So this will be via Zoom on February 26th from 6:30 to 8. Kristen is probably dropping a link for that right now. You can sign up and join us for a great experience. And then we have a vision board workshop that's going to be in March. That's March 13th. And Rebecca Dugan, who is a practitioner here at the center, is going to be doing this. And we're still working out some of the details. Will she be in person? Will anyone be able to be here? Or will it just be via Zoom? We'll definitely have a Zoom option. Stay tuned for more information on that. We're doing it at noon on March 13th, which I know is a full moon. And Beck was saying there's special energy in doing your vision board at that time. So stay tuned for more information and join us for this great way to kind of set your intention for the coming months and year. And then we have our spring equinox ritual. We have been doing these seasonal change rituals every 4 months, and they've been every 3 months, and they've been amazing. Kristen is sort of leading these, and Reverend Pixie's been taking a very active role, and the Circle of Light is supporting it. So we'll be doing this on the patio, and it will be March 20th, and this will also be right at noon. So there'll be some great energy there. We'll have a fire going. We'll be physically distanced, but together in community. And we will Zoom that as well, so if you don't feel comfortable, or if you're coming from a distance and you'd like to join us for that ritual, we will have a Zoom link as well. And we have a earthing workshop that our wonderful practitioner, Jamie Keenan, will be presenting. And this will be in March also on the 27th from 12 to about 2 o'clock. We'll be doing that out on the patio. And we'll probably be able to do that via Zoom too for anyone who's definitely interested in the process but can't be here. So look forward to that and more information to come. And then classes. So we have academy classes starting back up again in March. There's still some that are finishing up now. But this is going to be led by Reverend Cheryl Rem, who is going to be leading the Sacred Wheel. And this is going to be an amazing year 3 class. It is open to everyone. So if you haven't taken other classes, you can kind of check in with Reverend Cheryl and get an idea of whether it's going to be appropriate for you. But pretty much all classes are open to anyone who would like to take them. And this will be on all our classes are basically on a sliding scale right now. So we don't want finances to be a reason that you don't take a class that you're called to take. And we also have some scholarship options. We have a year 1 class that will be starting with Reverend Pixie DeFore on March 4th. And that is from 6:30 to 9:30. And both of these classes are accredited classes, so you can apply them towards your practitioner, your ministerial, whatever you're working towards, or you can just take them to raise your vibration, increase your knowledge and understanding, and just make your life better. And then we have, is there anything else? Oh, I guess that's the last one. So Yuli's going to come back out and bless the service.
Okay, so it's now time to take us deep into our place of sacredness and high vibration consciousness. So join me as open or closed as we begin the deepening of our service, the blessing of our service, knowing that we are here by divine appointment, that God is always present wherever we are, that we are that full expression of that Christ within us. We open up to receive the gifts of this connection. We know that in this service, in this space, in this sanctuary, and throughout, wherever you are, there is this shift, this change in your consciousness, and we are here blessing our service, knowing that today you will hear what you need to hear, what will speak to your soul, and your soul will say, yes, yes, this is for me. We know that holiness is everywhere, wherever people are today, churches, synagogues, mosques, basilicas, out in nature, in your home. God is where you are. And we are blessed to know this, releasing these words, knowing that today's service goes smoothly and beautifully, no matter what. That everyone here is just guided, that our hands, our words, our thoughts are fully present in this space of just holiness. We are blessed beyond measure. And I release these words knowing that this is true for every single one of us. In our own special way, we manifest that godliness within us. And together we say, and so it is. Now Marcy will come and do the affirmation.
Good morning. All right, we're going to bring our affirmation up on the screen. So if you would, wherever you are, just take a moment and speak this aloud. There's power in speaking the words aloud. We'll say them 3 times. The first time we'll say them in our full voice with energy. The second time we'll take it quiet into a whisper, really take the words into your heart. The third time, just please join me mentally as I speak them aloud. Okay, let's begin. Today, I mindfully connect with the powerful co-creator I am by aligning my thoughts, feelings, and actions with my intentions. Today, I mindfully connect with the powerful co-creator I am by aligning my thoughts, feelings, and actions with my intentions. Today, I mindfully connect with the powerful co-creator I am by aligning my thoughts, feelings, and actions with my intentions. Today's affirmation was brought to us by ministerial intern Mitch Austin, and together we say, and so it is. And now, some more music from the amazing Ascension.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take it in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real, pure, and free as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take it in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound is only habit it in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. And I am grateful every moment, every day. And I am stronger every moment, every day.
And now is our time for our meditation. So wherever you are, sit up straight in your seat, or if you're lying down, just stretch your body out. Allow your chakras to align and receive a breath. Allowing your eyes to close if that feels comfortable, and just becoming fully present in this moment as we allow this beautiful music to take us to a quiet place within where we surrender to the one, the oneness that is. So as you receive gentle breaths in and allow them to flow out, imagine a white light coming down from above right to your crown chakra, to the top of your head, and lighting you up with this perfect connection to oneness. And we take a few moments to be in the silence and just hear what Spirit has to say for us. Enjoy your meditation. So bring to mind someone who could benefit from healing energy right now. This could be yourself, a family member, a friend, could be our nation, could be any individual across the planet dealing with a manifestation of illness in the body or in the mind, in the heart, feelings of disconnection during a time that is challenging. For those across the middle of our country, and especially in Texas, experiencing extreme weathers and breakdowns in some of the infrastructure that we come to count on and which we are normally so blessed by in this country. Anyone who's just feeling that need for a higher vibration, bring them to mind. And in a moment, I'll ask you to speak the name aloud. And so wherever you are, you can speak your own name, someone else, a group of people, and we will just focus our healing energy right there. And so speak that name right now. And so for all of these who we have spoken across the country and the world, and for ourselves, we know there is only one energy, one divine power that runs in, as, and through each and every one of us. And we can call it God, or the universe, or science, or nature, or the earth, or anything we want, light, love, truth. The word is not what matters. It's an understanding and a connection to this amazing, uplifting energy. And it is here right now and always for each and every one of us. And that is across our entire planet and out into the galaxy. And so I know right now we are all lifted and held and supported and guided and informed and cherished by this energy. And I know it is being felt in this room, across California, across America, and all around the world. Right in this moment, this energy raises us all. It can only be this way. And so I'm so very grateful for this truth. I'm grateful to know that we are all supported, held, and lifted in this moment and always. And I'm grateful to know our connection to each other. Take a moment and feel that oneness with all of your brothers and sisters across the world. And so I release this word into the law. I know that as I speak it, it is already done. And together we say, and so it is. And now another song by our wonderful house band, Ascension.
When I was a boy each week, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even bigger trick is that it's even here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world past heaven's second rate hand me down. Now I walk it with a reverent air. Everything is holy now. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Ascension. Everything is holy now, for sure. So it's my honor to introduce our speaker today. I always love being here when Mitch speaks because he always has something that I take with me and apply. So we're going to be experiencing Mitch not in the space because he wasn't feeling well yesterday. So he has recorded his talk, and we are going to be just as inspired by his words, even though he's not here. He is an amazing speaker. He is a ministerial intern, and he brings his heart, his soul, his beautiful sense of humor, and his insights into our lives, and we are so very grateful. So join us in greeting and loving what Mitch says, and feel free to comment and heart as he's speaking, because it's really great for us speakers to see what everyone likes to hear about and what's inspiring. So please, it's participation time. So without further ado, Mitch Austin.
Good morning, Amani Center. So I'm coming to you via video this morning. I'm at the tail end of a little cold, and out of an abundance of caution, I decided to record today's message. So the title of my talk is How to Use Your Spiritual AAA Card. Did you know you had one? Well, if you've ever had a AAA card for your car, you know, if you're stuck and you can't move forward, you just call this number and somebody shows up, like with all the resources and tools to get you moving forward and on your way. So metaphysically speaking, we have a spiritual AAA card. We have a way that we can partner with the one mind that has all the knowledge, the resources, and support we need to move along our path towards our dreams, our goals, our higher ground. And we're going to talk about that today. You know, Ernest Holmes says there's a power for good and we can use it. And we're going to talk specifically about how to use it. So the 3 A's in the AAA card stand for our awareness, activating our awareness, getting in alignment, and taking action. And I'm going to throw in a bonus 4th A at the end that I think will really bring full circle this power for good and how to use it powerfully in our lives. So I'm going to unpack today's message through a very specific event in my life that made all the difference. Have you ever looked back over your life and you saw that one little turn in the road, that one little thing that took place that made all the other dominoes fall? Maybe you were introduced by your neighbor to your future spouse. You know, maybe you had that one teacher that brought something out in you and that you ended up making a career out of. That made all the difference. So I'm going to talk about that story and unpack it through the spiritual laws that were activated during this time in my life. So I discovered in my 30s something called the education gap. I was working on a special project, and I had learned that educators had got together and done a study. They had studied students and wanted to know why some students went to college and others didn't, even though they all got the same education. And here's what they found out. Students whose parents had went to college, they were much more likely to go to college. Students whose parents only had high school level of education were less likely to go to college. But the smallest percent, the 2%, only 2% that made it to college came from a group whose parents' English was their second language. The parents didn't graduate, in many cases, even high school, and they were in a lower socioeconomic bracket. When I found that out, I was thunderstruck because I fell into that. My mother was from Europe. She grew up during the war and didn't have much access to education, and she's a single mom. We were in that lower socioeconomic bracket, but yet I made it through a private Catholic college and got a degree. And I thought, whoa, how'd that happen? And so I look back over my life, and one thing I realized that was consistent about my upbringing is I was brought up with these principles. How to use our mind, how to partner with the one mind, how to move from the inside out towards what I wanted. So my mother made me live these principles. I didn't know I was living them. I just thought that's the way things are. You know, I'd come to her and say, hey, Mom, I need to get to the mall to sign up for soccer. And she'd go, there's a will, there's a way. And I'd get on my bike, and pedal away, and 5 miles one way and back. I didn't know. I'd come to her with a problem and say, oh, Mom, I don't know how to do this, and I'm really worried about it. She'd go, mind over matter. And she'd tell me, the spirit's stronger than the flesh. Like, these were things that she didn't just say, she demonstrated, and she made me live them. Well, I could even say a swear word and get in trouble, but you know where I really get in trouble for? If I ever use the 2 words, I can't. Actually, 3 words. I can't. There is no can't. She'd scream at me, and I go, okay. So I learned to talk without those words, those phrases. I didn't know why it upset her so much, but now I understand. See, she knew there was no limitations, and she didn't want me to think from a limitation or condition-based perspective. And so I thought about, how did I get through school? Like, what was the thing besides science and mind principles? And I thought about my athletic career. Because to tell you the truth, the big reason I went to school, well, it's to play sports. I hate to admit that, but it's true. I mean, I liked college later on, some of the subjects, but, I was really all about sports. And I loved pitching. I was a softball pitcher. And I thought, it was really unlikely that I would have been a pitcher given my situation, but I didn't know it at the time. In fact, I remember when the first time I had an awareness that that's what I was. I was 6 years old. I was out in left field, hands on my knees, my too big for my head hat down to here. You get the picture? Way out in left field. Now, if you know anything about softball games or baseball games for 6-year-olds, the ball doesn't go into the outfield ever, and I was just bored. But I saw somebody in the middle of the field who always got the ball, and they were throwing it. I thought, who's that person? And so I asked, and they said, that's the pitcher. And I thought, right away, I knew that's what I am. That's what I am. I didn't get to finish the season that year. We moved away. And then several years later, we moved back. And I had moved back just in time to sign up for softball. In fact, I got the last jersey. It was late registration. I was number 13. I always said I was bad luck for the other team. And so here I am on this team. I can't catch, I can't throw, I can't bat. I'm playing left out. I was terrible. And I asked, how do you get to be the pitcher? And they said, well, only the kid of the coach, gets to pitch. And I thought, well, that's not going to work. Nobody in my family's going to coach. But it didn't stop me. I went and got a cardboard box, and I gathered up some softballs, and I'd throw them, and I'd visualize strike, ball, strike, and I gather them up, and I'd do it again. The next year, I ended up being the catcher. Still not the pitcher, but a little closer. And then the year after that, I happened to get on a team where the uncle was coaching, not the dad. And he comes out the first day and asks, who pitches? I shot my hand right up, sit with 6 other people. Now, of course, after I raised my hand, the little voice is going, well, nobody's ever taught you to pitch. Who are you? Are you sure you can pitch? Can you take on, can you be that leader? All of that negative chatter came up, but it didn't matter because I was clear. I knew this was my shot, and I didn't want to blow it. Well, I ended up being one of 3 pitchers that year. And then the next year, when I got into high school, I got on the freshman team, and I was working out. I was running bleachers. And my basketball coach happened to see me running the bleachers, and he knew I was serious about being a pitcher. But nobody in our little town knew how to coach it. But he had heard about a workshop in San Jose, which was about an hour and a half away. And he knew I didn't have any money or resources to go, so he asked if I wanted to go, and he paid, he signed me up, he took me. And I got instruction from one of the greatest pitchers in the world, Rick Balswick. I learned about drop balls, rise balls, change-ups. I was on fire. And not only did I have a great season that year, I went on to all-star teams, even on a national championship team, and yes, I ended up getting a scholarship in college. That little carrot dragging me along. Now, none of this I could make happen, but I could make welcome, and that's what I was doing. I was making it welcome. I was in my clarity. I was taking action. I was aligning in my mind, and we're going to unpack these 3 A's through this little story. Now, I want to be clear. I didn't create the conditions or the resources that helped me be a pitcher. I aligned with the spiritual laws that created that. You know, Ernest Holmes says that we do not create. We use the power of the mind that creates for us. Just like we do not create electricity, right? We don't get up in the morning and say, I got to create some electricity so the light bulb can come on. We don't do that, right? We get in harmony with electricity. We turn on the switch that operates by the appropriate laws to get the result that we know we'll get, which is light. So metaphysical laws, spiritual laws, they're exactly like that. We need to use them in a conscious and deliberate way for the intention or the dream or the outcome that we're looking to achieve. So I want to start with the first A, awareness. See, you need to be aware of what belief system you're working with. And so there's really 2 belief systems. There's the thinking of the world, that you got to have the right conditions, you got to know the right people, you've got to have the right resources, the facts, the figures, all those things determine what level of success you can have, and your success is limited. Your options are limited. You know, I'm glad I didn't know I was in a 2% category to go on and have, you know, get a degree and have a career and all this. I'm glad I didn't know. And then there's the other belief system, which is based on the spiritual truth. It's based on these laws. It's based on knowing that there's an unlimited power to good, to wisdom, to resources that we can partner with in mind and start to move providence. You know, when I was told it's only the coach's kid that gets to pitch, I didn't even, I mean, it was a little bit of a, but, you know, I didn't let it stop me. I didn't say, oh, well, I guess I'll put away my cardboard box. No, I stayed in possibility thinking. So it's so important to know what belief system you're in, because if you're in the world's BS belief system, you might be telling yourself a story that's limited, condition-based, and that keeps you from your awareness, right? So check in with yourself. Ask yourself, am I telling myself an empowering story? You're probably in the spiritual truth. Am I engaging in possibility thinking, well, yeah, it's the coach's kid, but you never know. Something could happen, or, you know, I could get a chance. I better be ready. Now, I love it in Alice in Wonderland. The queen turns to Alice and says, well, I believe 6 impossible things before breakfast. What if we did that every morning? That'd be pretty cool to see how our mind would start to shift, and the lens that we start looking through starts to morph and change our view, so that we can now stay on track with our dreams. And, you know, Ernest calls this thought force, right? That there's a thought force that we can use. And so I'm going to read a little quote from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And he says, thought force is a movement of consciousness in a field of mechanical but intelligent law. The movement of consciousness upon itself creates a motion or vibration upon substance. Here's the next part. The force of which is equal to the embodiment of the thought set in motion. the force of which is equal to the embodiment of the thought set in motion. See, I was embodying a picture every time I was throwing to my cardboard box, creating more and more thought force so that this one mind knew that this was something that was needed to move forward. Now, also in your awareness, you need to have a sense of clarity. You know, a lot of times I pray with people, and many times they're asking for clarity because we all kind of know intuitively that once we get clear, everything can kind of fall in line. Have you ever had clarity so deep you just feel it in your body? Yes? Throw up a heart if you did. Yes? Yes. Because you know what you know and you can't go back and unknow it. And you know, when I was standing there watching the pitcher throw the ball, I instantly knew that's what I was, even though nothing in my environment or conditions or surroundings or situation validated that. See, this is the place we need to come from to get in our awareness, so now that we can start to move into this other space with the law. So now we've got our clarity. We're operating from the world, not the world, I'm sorry, the spiritual truth. We're working with that belief system and staying out of the world's BS. Now we need to move into the next stage, which is alignment, to become a vibrational match for the thing desired. And one of my favorite tools for this is to play in the workshop of the imagination. As I had mentioned, every night I would fall asleep and see myself in the pitcher's circle. Ball, strike, winning the game. And then later I saw myself going to college and graduating, and I kept working in this workshop of the imagination. You know, and there's some tools we can use that are out there that are really powerful. If anyone's ever been to a Mary Morrissey workshop, you know that she loves this tool. She uses it very specifically. She has a little phrase, an exercise where you get with somebody and they ask you, and this is a future meeting, but you're doing it in present time, and your friend asks you, how have you been? What have you been up to? And then you say, well, I'm so happy and grateful now that and you speak in real time your future self. Right? So if you wanted to be an author, you say, oh, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've written my book and it's doing really well. Like, you would just speak it now in truth and embody it, right? Really feel it and get in alignment. Mae McCarthy has a great tool in her book, Path to Wealth, where each morning you journal to your CSO, or whatever you call your higher power. For her, it was Chief Spiritual Officer. That was CSO. And she would say, oh, I'm so happy and grateful. And she would write in real time her gratitudes for her future condition present now, and how that looks, how that feels. And then, of course, as you drift off to sleep, you can continue that workshop of the imagination. So the other part to alignment is using our emotional compass. Our emotional compass. You know, when I raised my hand and said, I'm a pitcher, right away, I contracted right after that, right? Because sometimes fear, when we want to move towards something, shows up to keep us mobile, right? To keep us immobile, to keep us stuck. Because it used to be safer not to move than to move, right? That's kind of evolutionary thing. So we need to pay attention to what's going on in the inside and what's really moving us around. Because the subconscious will start to kick in and sometimes hijack or sabotage our ability to stay in alignment. And we might start to then drift, you know, just like a car, if the wheels aren't in alignment, it starts to pull to one side. We can drift away from the spiritual truth, right? And using that belief system of spirit into the world's BS again, right? I think that's why, you know, there's a lot of people who followed the prescription for success. You know, there's a lot of lawyers and doctors who didn't want to be lawyers and doctors because they were told this is how to have a good life and be successful. And there's a lot of people married to lawyers and doctors who didn't want to, you know, just went down this prescription for success rather than tuning in and staying in tune with the authentic self and that knowing of who we are. So alignment is critical. Now, how do you know if you're out of alignment? Well, you might start engaging in limitation thinking. Maybe you want to buy a house and all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, well, it's too competitive out there. And kind of start getting into this limitation, the condition based, all of those types of things. And you will be taking yourself out of the game. That's not a truth. That's not a power. That's us giving up our power. Now, if you ever use any of the twos come out of your mouth, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too skinny, I'm too broke, you're probably in the world's BS. And it's important to stay out of it. I love a little story. If you've ever seen Steve Harvey on TV, maybe some of you know his story. But I had come across a YouTube of him talking about his dream to be on TV. And he was, as a young child, he was asked by his teacher, all the class had to write down what they wanted to be when they grew up. And so he turned his assignment, and then that night, his teacher showed up at his house, and he wanted to speak to his dad. And the teacher came in and told his father, oh, your son, Stevie, he's been cutting up. He's been, joking around. He hasn't been taking school seriously. He said he wanted to be on TV. Now, here's the thing. Stevie stuttered. Yeah, he was a stutterer. So she thought he wasn't taking the assignment seriously, that he was mocking the assignment. So she was throwing him under the bus. And the father's like, well, what's wrong with him wanting to be on TV? Like, did he do the assignment wrong? And she took it as an attitudinal thing. Well, he went up to his room and he thought, oh, I'm going to get a spanking for this one. And the father comes in and he asks Stevie, he goes, what's this assignment about? What did they want? And Stevie says, well, I think they wanted me to put down like I want to be a basketball player or something. And so the father said, well, I want you to rewrite that paper and turn it in. But this other one that you wrote, this first one, I want you to keep it in your drawer. And every morning I want you to take it out and read it, and every night before you go to bed. See, the dad had a wisdom. He knew that some people try to steal our dreams, that try to determine what our abilities or possibilities are based on our own judgments. And of course, he's on TV now, Family Feud. He had his own talk show. So we need to stay in alignment. So powerful. And then the third A is we need to take action. We need to take action. What can we do right now with what we have to begin to take action towards our goals? Notice I didn't say we need to figure it out. We need to create a roadmap. We need to have a plan. We need to have all steps. We need to identify all the resources. Now, the world will tell you that's the way you get to something. And I know a lot of people with great plans. Have you ever met an organization that says, here's our strategic plan, and they pull out a big book and it just sits on the shelf? Yeah. Action is where it's at, because action, an object in motion, can start to change direction, right? There's energy there that's partnering with the one mind. My action was, I had a cardboard box, I had a few softballs, I went out there and I began. So what's your version of a cardboard box for what you want to do? Maybe you want to start a nonprofit and you don't know how, but do you have some friends you can talk to? Can you start a little meetup group, maybe on Zoom or on the telephone, and start the discussion of your passion for this nonprofit? That's something you can do. And who knows what the next step or the next door that will open for you might look like. Maybe you want to find love. Maybe you want to find love. Can you get online, find a little dating app, sign up for one, write something up? Or maybe you want to go back to school. You're like, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. Maybe you could just make an appointment with a counselor. See, there's power in these little steps. We tend to overlook them because the world says that's not enough. But when we shift into this other belief system, knowing that we are partnering with the one mind, the one power, the one wisdom that's in all places and spaces and can bring resources to us. I had the greatest pitcher in the world teach me to pitch. I could never make that happen. I couldn't pay for it. I didn't even know it existed, right? But I magnetized myself to these opportunities. And so can you with these small steps that have great power in them. You know, I love the quote from Henry David Thoreau. He's an American philosopher in the 1800s. Of course, he uses all the male versions in his speech. So I'm going to read the quote for you, and I hope it feeds you like it's fed me. He says, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life that he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. Unexpected in common hours. That's what's on the other side of these 3 A's. But you need the 4th A to fully take it in. The 4th A, so important, and many people get hung up on this one right here. Acceptance. When it finally shows up, you need to say yes. I could have said no to the workshop. I could have said, oh, I don't want you to, have to drive me or pay for it. I could have said no to my good, right? When that good shows up, when that resource shows up, when clearly the one mind has said yes, you need to take it in. And it seems odd that I even have to bring this up, but oftentimes I think there's, for many of us, an issue about unworthiness. Like, who am I? Have you ever met somebody who gets an incredible opportunity and they turn it down? I see this a lot. People maybe who get an offer to be a manager, and now they're going to have to be more than what they were before, right? They're going to have to get out of their comfort zone, right? So all of a sudden it's like, right? Now it's like, oh, I don't know if I want that now, or not a terrible situation. Have a lot of money, right? And people get rid of the money. I don't know how to take it in, how to keep it. Lottery winners oftentimes lose their money within a year or even more than what they had before. So we've got to cultivate a space within us that's ready to receive, right? That's ready to be more. Sometimes I've met people that I'm convinced aren't healing because if they heal, they'll have to, more will be expected of them, right? Or, some people who just don't feel like they could ever be successful, so why now? This level of acceptance, of letting it in, of embodying it, of allowing yourself to shine, allowing yourself to move to higher ground. Because here's the thing. Your enoughness does not come from the small I, personal you. Your enoughness comes from the divine, from spirit, from this energy that shines the stars, that spins the planets in perfect orbit, that brings every season, that sustains all life on the planet. That power, that wisdom, that love is running through you right now and will always make you enough for every opportunity, every challenge that you're faced with. See, I believe we have a spiritual duty to shine and to be the best for ourselves and each other, because there's only one of us. And when one shines, another shines, and we just light up the whole world. We're all cells in a body called humanity. Could you imagine in your own body if your liver cell's like, oh, I don't want to operate too well. I don't want to shine too bright. I don't want to do my job too well, right? No, we want you to do what you came here to do. And Spirit wants you to do what you came here to do. So before I close, let us remember to pull out our spiritual AAA card, right? To gain our awareness. What belief system are we working with, right? Getting clear about what is ours to do. Staying in alignment. Possibility thinking. Paying attention to our emotional compass. And taking action. No matter how small, it has power in it. And then get ready to receive your good. So I want to close with a beautiful written work. Many of you may have heard of it, but I just love sharing it. I can't hear this enough. It's by Marianne Williamson, and it's called our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not in just some of us, it's in everyone. And it is our light, our own light to shine. We unconsciously give other people permission to do the same when we shine. We are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates others. So I invite you, use your A's, shine, and light up the world. Blessed be. Thank you so much, Amani. Have an excellent week. Much love.
Wow. And this is why we love Mitch. There's so many little pebbles of wisdom in there and huge rocks of wisdom. Thank you so much, Mitch. And we are now, it's time for our Joyous Time. We are Joyous Time of Giving. So if you would like to take some time to look at, so we're dropping in and our slides are going to show up to show you how you can reach out and help us thrive here at the center. We still have the lights on and our internet, and the ways that we reach out to you and the classes that we offer are all great, but we would really appreciate your support, your expression of gratitude for what we bring to the center. So I'd like to just go into a prayer of abundance, knowing that we are purely provided for, as Mitch said, that this divine consciousness, this spirit, this energy, this source, as you can see on the screen, there are many ways that you can help us reach more, touch more people, find ways to light that fire within each and every one of us, to ignite that action, that to receive the gifts and go into a place of peaceful acceptance, knowing that we are worthy because we are that full expression. God expresses himself or herself through us. And this message that we bring to you from Amani is a beautiful message, uplifting message. We are beautiful, alive with light and opportunity and possibility. And we welcome your support. We are grateful for all who are here and all who are listening to us out there, knowing that we are supported, and we know that our abundance is your abundance. There is nothing that holds us back. So I release these words knowing that they are done, and together we say, and so it is. And another song from Ascension.
Holy Mother, Father God, thank you for your healing love. Holy sacred light divine, thank you for this life of mine. Here I go. Oh, I am grateful for the air I breathe. I am grateful for the life in me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I am grateful to be renewed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I am grateful for gratitude. Grateful for earth, a truly unbelievable worth. So bring it, sister, brother, too. Magnificence is falling on you. Say hello. Oh, 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 oh. I am grateful for the life I lead. Whoa, oh, oh. I am grateful for the air I breathe. Whoa, oh, oh. I am grateful to be renewed. Whoa, oh, oh. I am grateful for gratitude. Grateful for gratitude. Grateful for gratitude.
Well, that's a beautiful way to end our service today. We are grateful for your company. We're grateful for the people outside to be here to raise our consciousness. It is with deep gratitude that I invite all of us to stand up where you are and sing our last song together, The Presence is Here. The words are on your screen, so follow us.
Presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. And I will meet you in grace.
Taking into our consciousness the words and sounds of the music that we've heard today, we know that we are activating ourselves, that we embrace our energy, we embrace that God within us, as Mitch said, that those triple A's and then acceptance. We know that this is who we are, and we walk into our world this week being conscious and aware of the possibilities, the opportunities, and we are saying yes. And together we say, and so it is. Good night. Goodbye. Not good night.